Morning everyone, my name is Kevin Ye. I'm the country chair of MDRT South Africa, and today I have the privilege of meeting BALAN Subramunier at his Liberty office here in the beautiful Umhlanga area in Durban. BALAN, how are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you, Kevin, and you?
Good, thank you. If you can tell us about your background, did you grow up here in Durban? What has been your life journey? What do you study?
Born and brought up on the north coast of KZN, grandchild of Indian immigrants that came in as indentured laborers to South Africa in 1860. I'm the third generation. So I am a KZN boy.
You mentioned about you had a big family.
Yeah, look, my mother was illiterate and lost her husband when I was 11 years old and she was 42 years old. This happened in 1957. And she had 8 children and I was the fourth, the middle boy. And life was extremely difficult. But thanks to my late mom, we survived.
And how did you become advisor, broker?
Well, Kevin, to be honest, unlike many of my colleagues and maybe you as well, got into the industry to help widows and orphans. I'm going to be absolutely honest. I didn't get into the industry for altruistic reasons. I got into the industry for selfish reasons, and that is to break out of the shackles of poverty. And thankfully, this was the homecoming for me.
I think that's, we all got into this industrial profession one way or the other. And I thought that if you got into the industry for the reason you mentioned, I thought was good. Everyone, I think that as young people, we all look to doing better and prospering. So, yeah.
Look, I worked extremely hard and working 6 days a week.
Sure.
The Saturday was my family day, and that was it. Going to the market in the morning, taking the boys to the pool, playing, taking them to football grounds. In the evening, having early dinner with the wife and children. And I had an extended family. My mother and a couple of sisters and brothers all lived with me. But it was okay. It was okay. But I worked extremely hard. Going home 10, 11 in the night wasn't a problem for me. Fortunately, I had a good partner who after today, for some reason or other, only she knows, she puts up with me. And I've been happily married for 47 years.
Wow, that's...
like I said earlier on, I couldn't have chosen a better industry. Coming Monday, 1st of August, I would be completing 50 years with the same company. Well, I started off with the Prudential in 1972. And in 1986, Prudential went back to UK because of the politics in South Africa.
All right.
And Liberty took over Prudential in 1986. While many of my colleagues said, hey, Liberty is not a good company, they're very hard, Prudential is okay, family company. I decided to remain with Liberty Life, and I don't have regrets at all.
Okay, thanks for sharing that history.
I was promoted into management in the late 80s. Unfortunately, it didn't suit me. And I decided to get out of management and became an ordinary salesman, which I enjoy.
Yeah, I suppose that there are people who would like to manage people, and then there are people who would like to be, if for lack of better word, maybe become specialist instead of going to management. Yeah.
That would have been the way to go, specialist, but I preferred to remain just a general advisor, because it also allowed me a lot of flexibility in traveling, playing golf, those kind of things, you know. So.
Oh, you like playing golf?
I do. I love playing golf. I don't. Unfortunately, I don't get enough time. I play about once or twice a week.
Okay.
But would like to spend more time on the golf course to sharpen my game.
Yeah. Okay. And tell us about your early days, like back in the 1970s. You know, you mentioned it was with Prudential. What was it like in the life insurance industry?
It's totally different. It was totally a different ball game. We had no computers then.
Yes. Nowadays, it's find it hard to believe or imagine.
Yeah, no, and you did not need to do financial needs analysis. What have you? It was what the person can afford.
Okay.
And you worked on that.
So do you actually have like a rate book or maybe something that you go to the person?
Oh yes, we had a small rate book, small one that you can carry in your pocket.
Okay.
And in Prudential, one themselves marketed themselves as the man from the Pru. And that's what we were. And we had those books. I sat in my car and wrote out a client. We collected cash premiums.
Okay.
And once in a week, hand over the premiums. We were able to give receipts to the clients.
Oh.
It's a different ball game altogether.
So during those times, you were collecting premium as well?
We were collecting premiums.
Cash, and then you hand over to the company.
Yeah.
And then you issue the receipts to the clients.
No, just the first premium. Thereafter, there were collecting agencies all over.
Yeah.
Where clients used to go and pay cash.
Yeah.
There was this debit order system.
Right.
Many companies collected the premiums.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
Yeah. But everything was calculation. You know.
And from when was the industry computerized?
I think that was around the mid-80s.
Okay.
Mid-80s that computers came in, and we had very big computers to carry around. Unlike today, we can do everything on this iPhone. You know?
Right.
But I think it was much easier to sell in those days than today.
Yeah, today there's a lot more requirements, needs analysis, and you have to use a very complicated quotation system to generate quotes.
Yeah, look, you only sold then death cover, disability, accident.
Okay.
There was no living assurance, covering all the things that we got today. We call them living life assurance.
Yeah.
In the event of you having a heart attack, cancer, stroke, that kind of things. No. That's why I said it was easy, but today you got a whole range of things that you can choose. And so important.
Yes, that requires certainly advice. And your time with Liberty is such a half a century. That's it's quite a journey and the innings. You must have seen the growth and the changes within Liberty, and now Liberty is being acquired by Standard Bank. Okay, what are the changes that have been communicated, or is just like business as usual for you and Liberty?
It's business as usual, but because it's now bank assurance, we can expect changes in the near future.
Right.
There's a lot of duplication at this point in time.
Yeah.
And what is happening in other companies, you can see that nobody's sleeping. They're all looking ahead.
Would you or Liberty agent be able to become a banker in that sense? Whereas maybe able to become a banker and market Standard Bank products.
That will happen eventually. That will happen eventually. But right now, I think it's the other way around, where the banks are selling Liberty products. And a lot of our top management is brought through the Standard Bank. So that culture is going to pervade,
Yeah.
you know. And there will be a lot of influence, cultural differences that's going to merge in with the bank mentality.
Over the 50 years, I'm sure you have acquired or seen new clients. What's your client base right now?
You're talking about the number or the type?
Number of families or number of clients that you look after or policies?
Look, I predominantly work in the Indian community for obvious reasons. And with us, there's quite a bit of loyalty. And you will find that, I mean, I've done a person in 1974, 75.
They've been with
Then
you for the life.
I've then subsequently done the children.
Yeah.
Now I'm working with the grandchildren because the trust is already there. My grandfather trusted this man, I will trust him.
Right.
That kind of
That's
thing
beautiful.
that pervades.
Yeah.
You know? And that way you get a lot of referrals coming from, and people come to you to say, look, we need this. Would you be able to help?
Yeah. Yeah. And do you see changes in the young generation, where just now you talked about the grandchildren of your clients come to you? Do you see young people, maybe they don't see life insurance as important, or maybe they just have a different way of approaching life and seeing insurance?
I think that's a job for us to do, to make them see the advantages of life insurance.
Yeah.
The moment fellows finishing the university, brother, you need this, you need that, you need this.
Right.
You sow the seeds into their minds.
Right.
And when they're ready, they will come to you.
Okay.
But once you show it to them and their earnings, if you do a FNA, they can see what's the danger signals of not having insurance products. I mean, income protector.
That's right.
It's such an important product when you're going out and into the field to work.
That's right. Yeah.
And if you tell them, look, genuinely, that this is what you need and why you need it. The affordability is there. You've already worked that out when you did the FNA. So it doesn't become too difficult if you do your job sincerely.
And nowadays there are other channels that market to the consumers. For example, if you look at those direct marketers, that comes to mind, Assurance, the likes, and they market and they use a telemarketing way. Do you see that as that younger people maybe more attracted to that, or do you still find that because of the your clients and the relationship that the younger generation still would like to speak to you instead of using those direct channels?
I think those people that buy insurance online and what have you are still in the minority. The majority prefer face-to-face. They can ask questions. They can understand. They can come back to you, which they cannot do with a call center.
Yeah, that you can't really build
Because
a
you go to
relationship
somebody
with
else.
a call center.
No?
And how has COVID over the last 2 years affected your business and the way you communicate or see your clients?
Kevin, I think COVID impacted most of our salespeople on different ways. Personally, for me, I've lost a few good clients. A very few good clients. I've learned from their sad losses. one very good client who was a company director that I had insured over 30-year period, and we're talking about millions of rands of investments, life covers, and what have you.
Yeah.
And in the last 4 or 5 years, he passed away in December 2021. He passed last year. He passed away. And we've been talking about, the beneficiaries on those policies and what have you. But around the same time, he was talking to his accountant about setting up a trust and whatever, which he did. But it happened so fast with this COVID thing.
Yeah.
They always spoke about it.
Yeah.
And the fault is mine. Fault is mine. I didn't push him hard enough.
Okay.
All the beneficiary was his wife. But what happened, Kevin, was due to COVID, his wife passed away on Friday. Normally, we would go back to the client and change the beneficiaries.
Right.
He had about 4 children.
Yeah.
But we did not have time to do that. He passed away on that Sunday, just 2 days later.
So heartbreaking.
He died with all his policies being his wife.
So now what happens? We'll go to the estate or the...
Go to the estate.
Yeah.
And how cumbersome and costly that has become.
Sure.
So I don't think I pushed him hard enough. I should have threatened him. That was my job to do, which I failed to do. Now, in retrospect, too late. I regret it. And I always tell clients, now I'm advise even my colleagues, hey, just be careful about this, because we talk about the 4Q deduction to the wife and whatever.
Yeah.
But here it is.
Yes.
COVID. Who thought about COVID?
Yeah, like you just die right one after the other. Was most of the time you wouldn't have thought of such situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was something that COVID, and I lost some good clients, some good, your clients become your friends.
Yeah.
And it was really sad, very, very sad. So I did lose some very good clients. I lost quite a few clients due to COVID. The loss of my friends did set me back.
Yeah.
Did set me back. It's not something that you would like to hear.
Especially those have been with you for so many years.
Yeah, and especially one client of mine that phoned me from the hospital 2 days before he could pass away. Tell me, how are you doing? He says, the problem here, I don't know who's who in the zoo. Everybody's coming with the space suits. And I don't know who's talking to me, who's dealing with me, I'm miserable here. And 2 days later, I get his elder son tells me, Dad passed away. So those were quite, it takes a toll on you. I mean, you are a human being, you have emotions,
Sure, that's certainly not easy. Balan, let's turn to MDRT. So how did you get to know about MDRT, and when did you join MDRT?
I think it was in the 1990s, just after I qualified as a certified financial planner through the Institute of FPI, Financial Planning Institute. I graduated in Bloemfontein in 1990. Just after after I acquired my CFP, I became quite brave, and I wanted to explore other avenues.
Right.
And I was hearing about this $1 Million Round Table.
Okay.
What a prestigious organization it is, And I said, hey, that's something for me to look at. And Kevin, it wasn't a very good experience when I attempted to get into MDRT. Because one of my senior colleagues who were already at MDRT scolded me for being ignorant of the fact that you had to register with MDRT before 1st of May. But being the arrogant and brazen fellow that I am, I told him, look, I don't know, what did you expect? But then my good friend L.C. Maharaj, who was a friend of mine up till now, over 30 years, calmed me down and he said, look, you missed 1990, 91.
Yeah.
No, it was in 1991.
Okay.
1992, you learn to listen now. Don't get scolded again.
Yeah.
Make sure that long before 1st of May, you enroll to MDRT.
Yeah.
And that is what I did. So I'm very, very grateful to my mentor. He's younger than me, but mentor.
Younger than you?
Younger than me. L.C. Maharaj. He was already there. And he guided me through, and I became a $1 Million Roundtable member in 1992. And my first meeting was in Chicago in 1993. And I will remember that meeting in detail up to today.
Wow.
The speakers,
Yeah.
the opening ceremony, which was an eye-opener.
Yeah.
That was the best. I've attended nearly 20 MDRT meetings. That was the best meeting that I attended in Chicago.
Okay.
And I've attended quite a few meetings in the last, prior to COVID in 2020. Almost every year I was going to MDRT meetings. And thankfully the offshoot of my attending MDRT meetings was that I was traveling to other countries while I went to MDRT. I went to Mexico, I went to Egypt.
Okay.
You know, so I did quite a bit of traveling thanks to MDRT.
Well, that also shows how carefully you planned around MDRT event and use that time to travel. You know, like so it's not just business, but also it's leisure.
Yeah.
And what, you know, over the years as an MDRT member, what are the things that stood out for you? What have you learned from the meetings that really impressed you, or maybe you took into to implement what you back home? What you do?
Look, without a shadow of doubt, the giants of the insurance industry internationally are at MDRT.
Yes.
And what better people can give you that kind of inspiration,
right,
that kind of motivation than MDRT platform speakers. And every time especially in my early stages, when I came back from $1 Million Roundtable, I was going berserk.
You were all fired up.
All fired up. And my best year was after I attended the first $1 Million Roundtable meeting. That was my best year in the career.
Wow.
You know?
Okay.
Then, because I really worked, I was showing off that I was an MDRT member. And that was quite contagious to my clients. You know? And those days we had MDRT local chapters. And we used to have newspaper spreads. These are the MDRT members, you know. And people were phoning me on that. Hey, you're an international member of the $1 Million Roundtable, you know. And we paid for those adverts, but it was worth every cent that you put in, you know. So that, and then if I can tell you that I got more than I bargained for with $1 Million Roundtable, is that Kevin, like I told you in the initial stages, I came from a very, very disadvantaged background. And one of the organizations that came to my family's assistance was the Tonga Child Welfare Society. And around the time that I got into the insurance, I also got involved with charity work. But that was something that I knew it was an obligation for me to give back something. Okay, today I know I gave back more than I'm supposed to. But I don't think you can, I should withdraw that, because you can't give more than what you received. Those are what I received, you can't compare to today, you know. And just to give you an example, You know, the society used to bring in hampers to my family during Christmas Day. A packet of biscuit or orange juice.
Yeah.
Kevin, today I can go into a 5-star restaurant and have a meal with my family.
Yeah.
This is nothing compared to that biscuit and orange juice that I had in the 50s and 60s.
Sure. Okay.
So I started giving back something to the Tonga Childhood Society. And I've been a member, I'm a member up till now. I was a president for about 3 years, president of the society. But coming back to the role that $1 Million Roundtable played to this charitable organization was the foundation.
The MDRT Foundation?
MDRT Foundation.
Did they sponsor? Or
On 2 occasions,
Yeah.
they funded this Tonga Childhood.
Wow.
Yeah. And the first time was in 2012,
Yeah.
where I got $2,500 US.
Yes.
$2,500 US in 2012. And in 2019,
Yeah.
a few years back, I got $1,000 US, which was equivalent to 150,000 rands.
Yeah.
I think that was about that was the highest donation that the organization received from outside the local sponsors.
Right. No, that's wonderful.
So
Yeah.
that for me was quite exciting. And I also served, like you, as a chairperson for South Africa.
When was that?
2 terms. I succeeded Shaida Desai.
Okay.
Shaida was the first female MDRT chairperson for South Africa,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
And I followed her. Normally 1 year, but they gave us 2 years. Shaida,
Right.
you know, 2 years I was chairperson of $1 Million Roundtable. I carried the South African flag at the MDRT main platform in Toronto, Canada, a few years back, and also in the MDRT experience in Kuala Lumpur,
Okay.
Malaysia.
Yeah.
So
Wow, you had this.
I got a lot from
Yeah, wonderful
$1 Million
memories and
Roundtable.
thanks for representing South Africa.
And like I said, look, it allowed me to travel to about 50% of the countries in the world. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. That's and for the younger advisors out there in the maybe early 30s, 20s, why should they join MDRT? I constantly, as a country chair, I also reach out to the younger advisors in our profession and encourage them and share with them the message of MDRT. And from your perspective, what's in this day and age, why MDRT?
MDRT inspired me. It motivates me. Up to today, excuse me, if I want to get motivated, I have to just look at one of the MDRT manuals, meeting manuals, and look at some of the speakers that inspired me over the years. And all of us are human beings, and our batteries do get flat. You need to charge your battery.
That's right.
And how can you do it? You know, clients give us a hard time. A client that has been with you for 30 years will just say, look, I'm changing my consultant. And you feel depressed. And then you go back, read some materials, and you get back the following day. You know, Nelson Mandela said it's not about falling, it's about rising from after falling. So you can't just lie down and expect sympathy. This is a harsh world. You don't look for sympathy. You work out yourself.
Yeah, you have to move forward.
Yeah.
I think this is a strong reminder. You mentioned about reviewing previous MDRT meeting program and manual, and I have them on my shelf. I will certainly have a look at that just to refresh my memory about the meetings or the sessions I've attended. That's powerful. Yeah, and what's if you look back your long career in this industry, what's been your secret of success and the sustainability?
I think, Kevin, it starts with you. You got to be sincere. You got to. That want must be there. You have to. Up to today, I get up at 4:35. If I have to come to the office, I'm in the office 7 o'clock. And okay, I leave early. You know, I don't work as hard as I used to before. I drop all tools at about 3. Look at my newspaper, spend time with my grandchildren. You know, I think I deserve it. I worked hard. Now is my time to reap those benefits.
Sure.
You know?
Sure.
But yeah, it's coming back to, if you want to be successful, it starts from you. You have to decide. When you get up in the morning, say, you are the best. I can do it. Nothing is impossible. And do it sincerely. There's a lot of good people in this world, you know, and you can benefit from them. You know. And South Africa is a wonderful country. Wonderful country.
Despite like last year July, what happened? I you know, in terms of riots and that, which I heard was quite damaging in around here.
Look, that was a setback, but we didn't die. We're still continuing. You know? So that's a lesson that it wasn't a pleasant thing. It wasn't a pleasant thing. It was orchestrated. There's not a time for politics. But you admire the government. They overcame that. They overcame that. And listening to Kevin Links yesterday, South Africa is one of the more progressive countries at this point in time economically, as of today. You know, compared to what's happening in UK, US, what's happening in Sri Lanka. It will come right. It will come right. Get the job situation right. Get the unemployment figures down. It's like a big, beautiful country. Get the unemployment down. The crime rate will come down. Economy will improve.
And you want to continue working, or do you have a kind of a time frame when you will call it quit?
Kevin,
innings.
My daughter-in-law is a BCom graduate, and I brought her into the industry as a successor.
Right.
And she's been doing quite a bit of business from my client base.
Okay.
And that's a succession plan for me. I am in talks with the management to ride off into the sunset, because I don't want to deprive the younger people of their oxygen. I want to allow them to see. But I enjoy I don't call this a job or work or profession. It's something that I enjoy doing.
So you will continue to carry on until one day you can't carry on anymore?
Yes and no. I would like to do that, but I don't think it's fair. And when COVID hit, I got into a little bit of gardening. My mother used to do a lot of gardening, so I went into my garden, and I enjoyed gardening for the last 2 years, besides playing golf. And I'd like to spend a little bit more time in my garden and golf. And my other hobby is reading. I'm an avid reader. So these are things that I would like to do a bit more. You know? And maybe once in a year travel. I'm traveling locally, but I would like to at least go out once in a year to overseas destinations. But I'm at the crossroads of my career at the moment. I am in discussion with management, and I'm going to be guided by them. You know? But nobody's putting pressure on me to get away.
I think maybe they would
unlike
like you
before,
to continue as long.
yeah. But there comes a time when you have to give it up, you know.
No, Balan, thanks very much for your time and sharing your life story and insights. And I'm sure the audience will learn from your story and be a motivation to them. Thanks very much. Until next time. Bye.
No, you are more than welcome, Kevin.
Thanks for watching. Thumbs up if you like this episode and share it with your friends.